It's May 27th, 37.9 degrees at 8:30 in the morning. This whole month has been wet and cold, so I haven't made as much progress as I'd like, but warm weather is coming soon. Today is the first day I'm messing with sails. This will be the first panel. This is the plan for the rig. The mast is 36 feet tall. 7 feet of it will be used up below deck, 3 feet of it just above the deck, and then 2 feet at the top, which leaves me with approximately 24 feet to use for the sail. If I make 6 panels that end up to be 4 feet tall on this side, then that should be about right. I didn't like the first cut. This is the second to the top panel, so I'm going to recut it along this line so that it's a steeper angle, and then this will be the top panel, which will move down here once it's cut. I like this cut a lot better. Here are the panels, 6 of them. I way overdid it on the canvas, but you can use canvas for anything, so it'll get used somewhere. So I'm still geeking out about this sewing machine. It's the Singer Slant-O-Matic 403. It was made in the 1950s. Still works. Been doing a bunch of practice stuff. Here's 3 layers that it went through with ease, and it made this nice stitch pattern. This was given to me as a family heirloom, but you can pick these up on Craigslist for $100 on a regular basis, and sometimes I see them for free. These are the needles I'm using. These are upholstery, 16 and 18, or 100 and 110. This is the thread. It's 40 weight, 3-ply ELS cotton. It is the biggest thread that will fit into this machine. All I'm doing is folding it over twice. So once here, and then I fold it over that, and then I'm sewing it. Here's what the stitch looks like. And here's how it's coming out on the bottom. How cool is that? This machine was made in the 1950s. Watch this. Here I'm going through 6 layers of the canvas, so I just crank it by hand. This is the setup. Here's the sail that's almost done. This is the last panel I'm putting on. And then it goes through the sewing machine with the last panel being the smallest piece going underneath. So this is where the ropes will go through to attach it to the mast. All I did was go around it twice with a stitch that zigzags real fine. I thought the deck would be tall enough for this sail, but I can't get all of it off the edge to show you the angle at the top. This is what it looks like from below. And here's the other side. This is where it'll wrap around the mast. And wherever I thought it was important, I triple stitched it. Everywhere has at least a double stitch. Here's a double stitch on the side. Doesn't look like it because of the way I hung it, but this is also at an angle, so maybe I can pull this up. So it'll sit about like that. That's the first angle, and then the other angle will be even steeper. So I'll show you guys the sail once I've got the mast stepped. Probably just put it up right between those trees. So this is the sail all rolled up. It's actually very light. You can lift it with one hand. This is a very small touch, but it might save me from a fire, and it might also save the starter from burning out. This is a piece of Lexan, and I bent it by heating it up with a normal heat gun. This is where it goes. This is the power supply from the battery to the solenoid. If this were to fall down that way, such as if the nut got loose or just all the vibration makes it move downward, then it would touch this terminal, which would activate the starter, and that could start a fire if it goes for long enough, or certainly burn out the starter if it were to keep it activated for This is the inlet, so I figure it'll just blow the fiberglass out if I didn't put a plate in front of it to block the air pressure. I'm about to test the muffler out. This is my 4th muffler that I've ever built in my life. All the other ones functioned as amplifiers, so we'll see if this one works. As you saw, it has a lot of fiberglass inside. That won't burn, but it will get hot, and if it shoots out the exhaust like I think it will and then lands on the ground, it could ignite something, which is why it's good that this is a snowy day. I'm going to use the magic cold start button, see if that helps. That's success number 2. It's actually pretty easy once I get the technique down. So I feel confident I can start it if that battery should ever fail. Here's what it sounds like without the muffler. Somebody asked a long time ago about some other projects that I was doing, if I was willing to share them. This one I think I'll share because it seems to have worked out. This is a chain drive clutch activation system. It's actually a combination of rods and levers and a chain. Here's the adjustable part. I installed this because the slave cylinder on this vehicle went out, and it's notorious for doing that. Plus it also is notorious for needing to be bled all the time. It lets air into the system. So it used to be hydraulic. I thought I would just change it for fun and see what I could make out of the junk in my shed. So here's all the junk from bicycles and various other things. It starts here, goes on this gear. Here's a better view of the gear and adjustment mechanism. Comes up, goes to this rod, which goes over, and then is activated by the clutch. If I press the clutch in, it pushes that lever, and then that goes across, and then that pulls up the chain. So I've got 500 miles on it now. That's why I waited until now to show you, just to prove that it works. 500 miles in the mountains is a lot of clutch work, and so far it's worked flawlessly.